Hello friends, welcome to UPSC Logics, and this is part 7 of the UPPSC special. This particular video deals with the fundamental duties, what they are, what are their criticism, what is their significance, and what all is important about the fundamental duties, what is needed to be known. And this hasn't been done in a one-liner format, so this is relevant for all kind of state PCS exams as well as your UPSC IAS exam as well. So let us begin this particular chapter, part 7 of the UPPSC special. Fundamental duties were introduced into the Constitution by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. These were done on recommendation from Sardar Singh Committee and are contained in Article 51A, Part 4A of the Constitution. One additional duty was added in 2002 by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, and these duties are inspired from the Constitution of Russia. Besides India and Russia, only Constitution of Japan has a list of fundamental duties to be followed by its citizens. So let us have a look at the Swaran Singh Committee, what its recommendations were. It was set up by the Congress Party in 1976 and was made to make recommendations about the fundamental duties. The need for fundamental duties were felt during the operations of internal emergency, which lasted from year 1975 to 1977. The committee recommended that a separate chapter on the duties should be included in the Constitution and stressed on the need for the citizens to be aware of their duties towards the nation. Although the committee recommended 8 fundamental duties, the final draft by the Congress included 10 fundamental duties. They had dropped 3 of the fundamental duties recommended by Swaran Singh Committee and added 5 others and gave India a list of 10 fundamental duties to be followed by all its citizens. So let us have a look at the list of fundamental duties that were not included and were recommended by the Swaran Singh Committee. Number 1. The Parliament may provide for imposition of penalty for non-compliance of these duties. Number 2. No law imposing such penalty or punishment shall be questioned in the court of law on grounds of infringement of fundamental rights. And the third was duty to pay taxes by all citizens of India. So let us have a look at all the fundamental duties. Number 1. To abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, national flag and national anthem. To cherish and follow the noble ideas that inspired the national struggle for freedom. Number 3. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. Number 4. To defend the country and do national service when called upon to do so. Number 5. To promote harmony and spirit of brotherhood amongst all religions, linguistic, and regional areas, and to denounce derogatory practices against women. Number 6. To value and preserve the rich heritage of the country's composite culture. Number 7. To protect and improve upon the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have a compassion for living creatures. To develop a scientific temper, humanism, and a spirit of injury and reform. Number 9. To safeguard public property and to abjure violence. Number 10. To strive towards excellence in all spheres. Now these first 10 fundamental duties were given to us by the Congress Party in 1976. Fundamental duty number 11, which says to provide opportunity for education to all children between 6 to 14 years, was added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002. Let us have a look at some of the features of the fundamental duties. Some of these duties are moral in nature while others are civic. Then reference to values that have been a part of the Indian tradition, mythology, religion and practices has been given. Unlike fundamental rights, few of which are extended to foreigners, fundamental duties are only meant for Indian citizens. Then, like the directive principles, fundamental duties are non-justifiable in nature. And although the Swaran Singh Committee had recommended that there should be compliance and punishment and penalty by court of law, that clause was omitted by the Congress party, and therefore no compliance of these means that the court of law can do nothing about it, and there is no means for direct enforcement of fundamental duties. There has been a lot of criticism about the fundamental duties, and let us have a look at a few of them. So first of all, they are non-exhaustive in nature, they are not detailed. Then some of them are vague in nature, like all citizens should develop a scientific temper. Then they have been described as a code of moral precepts due to their non-justifiable nature. And this also means that nobody can pressurize Indian citizens to follow their fundamental duties. And from time to time, this question has been risen whenever there has been a issue with the respect of the national flag, especially in the areas like Jammu Kashmir or JNU. This question has always been asked that why fundamental duties cannot be justifiable in nature. Then number 4 is inclusion in the constitution is described as superfluous since nobody follows them, so it makes no difference. And the value of this particular fundamental duties have been reduced by making it a part of part 4 of the constitution, should have been a part of part 3, so that there was certain value to it with when it was clubbed with the fundamental rights. So while there has been criticism of the fundamental duties that they are non-justifiable in nature and nobody will follow them, there is a significance of fundamental duties. They serve as a reminder to its citizens about their duties towards the nation. Then they serve as a warning to its citizens. Then they serve as a source of inspiration. Then they help the court of laws in determining the constitutional validity of the law, and they are enforceable by law. So now there is no need to be confused. There are certain acts which are in accordance with the fundamental duties that need to be followed by citizens of India, and a separate committee was formed known as the Verma Committee in 1999 that actually secluded all the acts that were in compliance with the fundamental duties, and if you do not follow them or break them, there is a clause for punishment. So please do not think that there has been a mistake here. They are enforceable by law. And let us now have a look at the Verma Committee that was formed in 1999. And this committee identified the existence of some of the legal provisions that are already in place for implementation of the fundamental duties. First of all, number 1, we'll just have a look at the few important ones here. So there is Prevention of Insult to National Honor Act 1971. Then there is Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. Then there is the IPC. Then Unlawful Activities Act 1967. Representation of Peoples Act 1951. Wildlife Protection Act 1972. And then there is the Forest Conservation Act 1980. So guys, this was a little bit of information about the fundamental duties, about their criticism, about their significance, and what acts are there that actually help us in determining which fundamental duties are actually enforceable by law. So thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. And do press the bell icon on your subscribe page to get latest notifications from UPSC Logics. Thank you so much for watching, and Jai Hind.